So, the last time I had a drink of alcohol was when I was 25 years of age and I'm now 30. It's been 4.5 years without a single drop. I don't miss it, I've not found it difficult. In fact, it's been one of the most enjoyable and effortless processes that I've ever gone through, despite struggling for almost 10 years. And in today's video, I'm gonna break down the reasons why I decided to stop drinking alcohol. At the end of the day, if we have powerful reasons and powerful motivating factors to take action in any area of life, our chance of success is greatly increased. And it's no different with alcohol. So after watching this video, I want you to leave it feeling motivated to do something about your drinking. And before we get into those reasons, let me know down in the comment section, what are your big motivators? Why do you want to do something about your drinking? Or if you've already stopped drinking, what motivated you to get on this path? Let me know down in the comment section. So the very first reason why I decided to stop drinking alcohol is that the negatives started to outweigh any perceived benefits. Now, why do I say perceived benefits? Well, the reason why I say perceived is because there is no benefit whatsoever to putting a poison in your body. There is zero benefits to drinking this drug. Every single reason why people think they drink can be dismantled by first principles thinking. And all the reasons really boil down to how we've been conditioned from day one of being born to see alcohol. So I say perceived benefits because maybe you're at a point in your journey where you still think there are benefits to consuming ethanol, which I promise you there aren't. But basically, in my journey, the negatives of drinking alcohol were so apparent in my life, they were so in front of my face. I'd put on weight, I'd run out of money, I'd destroyed a relationship, I'd destroyed a business, I'd destroyed basically everything. And alcohol was doing nothing for me. So any perceived benefits that I might have had, which might have been like, going out and socializing or something like that, were dwarfed, absolutely dwarfed by the negatives. Now, I know that's not the case for everybody. I know for some of you guys, maybe the drinking, isn't that bad. It's bad, but it's not like, your wife's about to leave you or you're about to lose your career or you've got a DUI. Maybe you're at a point where it's not that bad. I still promise you one thing. This reason why I stopped drinking is the same for you. Because all the benefits that you think that you get from drinking alcohol are perceived. They are not real. Because the real reason why people drink alcohol is because they've been conditioned to see it as a good thing. And sadly, it's because they're addicted to a drug. And I know that's hard for people to swallow. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to call you some kind of drug addict. But in essence, that is what's going on. People that think there is a benefit to drinking are merely making up an excuse to consume a drug because there's no benefit to it, I promise you. So, the second reason why I decided to stop drinking alcohol is something that I've never really spoken about too much. I have mentioned it from time to time, but just after I stopped drinking alcohol, I got myself a mentor. There was a guy that had the result that I wanted in life, and I decided to invest in this guy and listen to this guy, and I ended up applying so much stuff that this guy taught me about. One thing that he taught me about was this. He said that the person that you are right now will never achieve your dream. And the reason why I said this was the case is because if you were the person that you needed to be to achieve your dream, you'd already have the dream. And to me, that was a punch in the gut. But the next thing he said is that you can change who you are. You can change who you are on an identity level. You can design a better version of you and live into this new version of you to achieve your dream. And it was the most empowering thing ever. Now, one thing that this mentor of mine did is he gave up drinking alcohol. He still had like a beer a year at Christmas or whatever, but he didn't drink alcohol because when he was designing the next version of him, the version of him that could achieve his dream, that version of him didn't drink alcohol. And this guy wasn't like a heavy drinker. He was like a weekend warrior, just drank a bit at the weekend. But when he said he did this, and I started thinking about who I needed to become to achieve my dream, I knew that alcohol could not be in the picture. I needed to be somebody that was responsible, that would wake up early, that would work hard, that would be able to make videos and be fresh. I knew that that's who I needed to be to achieve my dream, to make my dream business, to live the dream life that I wanted. And alcohol couldn't fit into that picture. There was no way. So this was one of my motivating factors. For me to get to the next level in life, for me to evolve into the person I needed to become, there was no way in hell that I could drink alcohol. Now, I had no idea that my business would help other people stop drinking alcohol. We've worked with hundreds of people now. I've been featured in Men's Health, in Unilad, in the BBC. I've got clients that have worked at places like NASA, Forbes, Google, PayPal. I didn't know I'd be doing this, but I did know one thing. If I wanted to reach that next level, I could not drink alcohol. And that was a huge motivator for me because I knew that if I stuck with that decision, I would level up. And it happened. The third reason why I stopped drinking alcohol is because I was so tired of upsetting my family. I have made empty promises to my family countless times. I don't know how many times exactly, but it's been countless. I might have gone home at Christmas and said to my mum, I'm not drinking at the moment. And I could almost see it in her face where she'd be happy for me, but she always knew in the back of the head that I wasn't that serious. And then, I might go back home, back to university, go back to Oxford, after like a Christmas period, and then they might not hear from me for a month because I'm going back out every night. And listen, I love my family. I love my family so much. I have an amazing family that love me so much, and I was tired of, I'm not going to say that I was lying to them, but I was making empty promises. And that drains me. That was like, I felt so much shame about that, but it was a big motivating factor. I wanted to be a good son. I wanted to be a good grandson. I want to be a good father one day. I want to be a good brother, a good cousin. I want to be somebody who my family look up to, not somebody who my family are worried about. Anyway, that is just a big motivator for me. And I know for a lot of viewers of this channel, family is an extremely important motivator for you as well. And if that's you, what a beautiful, beautiful thing. And guys, if you actually want my help stopping drinking, where we use something called first principles thinking to help people reframe how they view alcohol, and then we use coaching to really focus on building things like health and relationships and business and productivity, spirituality, etc., please click the link in the description and book a phone call where you and I can jump on a call and see if working together could be a good match. I've worked with hundreds of people now. If you go to soberclear.com/reviews, you can check out reviews of the program. There are dozens and dozens of reviews there, but the program works. So if you want more details on that, click the link in the description. You can book that phone call. Let's make 2023 awesome. And now into point number 4. Point number 4 is that I was tired of going 2 steps forward in life, then followed by 3 steps backwards. I'll give you an example. So there was a point where I stopped drinking for 9 months, built this personal training business, ended up drinking again in January, drank for a few months, my business kind of collapsed, and then I was about to go to do a job in London. It was a recruitment job. So recruitment, headhunting, whatever you want to call it. And, I worked very hard on the interview and it was a really good firm. I got this job and it was pretty exciting. I thought that I was going to go to London and I was going to make good money and have a new life for myself. Now, obviously, drinking was involved during that whole time, but even though I was drinking, I still made some good steps forward. Like I got the interview, I got the offer, I moved to London, I was living with a friend, and I was kind of ready to start my life up. So even though I was drinking, I was still making some progress. But then, I got to London and the drinking went even worse. Drinking, smoking cigarettes, not training. And whilst I took 2 steps forward, the anxiety got me, I didn't like the culture. Listen, that job just kind of ate me alive. And I quit it, went to a gym, tried personal training, ran out of money, moved back to Oxford. So it was like going 3 steps backwards. So I ended up going back to work in a restaurant, which was something that I did before I started my personal training business. So it was always this 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Everything was just like a roller coaster. And I was sick of that. I wanted to make progress and just keep moving forward. I didn't want to go backwards. And that's been one thing that's happened over the past 4 years. Every day just gets a little bit better. And if it doesn't get better, it doesn't get worse. At least things stay level these days. But that was a huge motivator as well. Now, the 5th thing, and this one, it might be a little bit egotistical. But I remember when I stopped drinking alcohol, I was working at this restaurant, and I remember telling one of the staff, I said, I'm stopping drinking. And I've told people this so many times. And he looked at me and he said, oh God, here we go again. You're not going to stop. And he doubted me, right? And I was like, I am going to prove you wrong. This happened before as well. I remember telling somebody that I wanted to start a personal training business, and he said, oh, but everybody's a personal trainer these days. Everybody does it. There's so much competition. It's never going to work. And I remember it just lit this fire in me where I was like, I'll show you. I will show you. And I know this is egotistical, but it still was a motivator. Like I wanted to prove people wrong. I wanted to show them that I could do this. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, but I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but when people tell me I can't do something, it makes me want to do it even more. Which leads me to the 6th and final motivator. And this is the biggest motivator of all. I am so afraid of not reaching my potential. I am so afraid of getting to 90 years of age and looking back at my life and thinking that I wasted it all. I want to get to 90 years of age. I want to look back at my life and just feel no regret at all. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what your biggest motivator is. And if you click the video on the screen now, you can learn how David hasn't drank alcohol for over 11 months.